All right, let's dive right in. Tonight, we're plunging into the world of Le Fru Defendu. And what's so cool about the story is how it uses the neon-drenched streets of Montreal as way more than just a backdrop. It's actually a map for a deep, deep dive into the self. You know this quote from Plato? It absolutely nails it. It's the perfect key to unlock this story. Because let's be real, this isn't just about vampires. It's about how we build our own reality and, more importantly, how we even begin to figure out who we are inside of it. Okay, so picture this. You've just hit Montreal for a work conference. You're probably thinking about your presentation, maybe a good night's sleep. But instead, you wake up on a cold, hard slab, feeling a thirst you've never known. This is your new unlife. So yeah, your old life, gone. Just poof, stripped away, and a much, much darker one is just beginning. The big mystery here isn't some classic whodunit. The real question is, what am I? So let's break down your new, not-so-great reality. You're a newborn vampire, and not by choice. You wake up in the sewers, right next to a dead body, with zero memory of how you got there. Your only lifeline is this cryptic guy, David Eknor, who basically points you down a rabbit hole to investigate the biggest mystery of all, yourself. Your first few hours are just this frantic chase, following a trail of breadcrumbs into the city's dark underbelly. A creepy lab, a hospital, a dead body, and with every step you take, you're not getting answers. You're just getting more and more questions. Okay, so the next thing you need to get is that in this world, there are no good guys. Or bad guys, really. You're about to meet all the major players in this incredibly dangerous game. And trust me, every single one of them wants something from you. And right away, you've got these two majorly different forces pulling you in opposite directions. On one side, you have David Eknor. He's this quiet philosopher type talking about minimalism. But his whole nihilism thing isn't about giving up. It's about rejecting all that external noise to find your inner balance. And then there's Donald Cameron, a psychiatrist who's all about power and believes the only thing that matters is your net worth. It's like, who are you going to listen to? Then you meet the real strategists, the ones moving the pieces. There's Catherine Wise, a predator who's been playing this game for centuries. She seems so calm, but underneath there's this revolutionary fire. And then you have Meredith Broke, a businesswoman who clawed her way to the top, but her success is really just a prison she built for herself. She's rich, powerful, and absolutely miserable. This quote, wow, it just perfectly sums up the twisted logic of a guy like Joseph Zuckerberg. He's a tech CEO who literally sees other people as tools. In his mind, as long as his intentions are good for his grand vision, it doesn't matter who he crushes along the way. It's a terrifyingly perfect look inside the mind of a narcissist. Okay, this brings us to Lily. And you've got to pay attention here, because her personal struggle with addiction, it's basically a perfect metaphor for the battle raging inside every single vampire in this world. And that includes you. So this all boils down to a really cool idea from Nietzsche. It's the will to live versus the will to power. The will to live is just survival. You're just scratching an itch, feeding an addiction. But the will to power? That's about rising above all that. It's about taking control and becoming the master of your own fate. And you can see this play out perfectly in Lily's journey. At first, she's just a creature of instinct, completely controlled by her addiction. But then she meets you, and seeing your own struggle, your own resilience, it sparks something in her. It's an awakening. She starts to shift from just trying to survive to actually trying to take control. Right when you think you're starting to figure things out, you're chasing leads, connecting dots, boom, the rug gets pulled out from under you. You realize the whole investigation, this murder mystery, it was never about what happened to you. It's about what's happening inside you. And this quote right here, this is the key to the whole thing. The chase, the clues, the revenge, the answers you were so desperate for, it was all just a distraction. A wild goose chase designed to do one thing. Lead you right back to the only mystery that ever really mattered. Yourself. It's basically Plato's allegory of the cave come to life. At the start, you're one of the prisoners, chained up, staring at a wall. You think the shadows, money, clues, power are the real world. This whole journey is about breaking those chains, turning around, and realizing the true mission was never about solving a case. It's about knowing yourself. And all of this leads to the real endgame, the final, ultimate climax of your journey. And the choice you have to make has nothing to do with the city or the conspiracies or any of that. It's about one thing. Who will you choose to be now that you finally understand the game? Think back to Meredith Broke. Her whole life is proof that what the world calls success, all the money, all the power, is usually just an illusion. It's a mirage that can never, ever bring you peace. Chasing it is just like chasing those shadows on the cave wall. It's an endless climb with no top. So, in the end, it really comes down to three paths, three core philosophies. Will you be the beast, all about pathos, raw, unfiltered emotion, pure instinct? Or maybe you'll choose humanity, using ethos, a moral code, social control. Or will you follow the shadow, seeking salvation through logos, pure logic, and knowledge? Each one is a totally different way to define who you are. And that leaves us with this one final, kind of haunting question. Once you've broken free from the shadows, is it even possible to truly know yourself? Or are you just trading one prison for another, simply choosing a better, more comfortable cage that just feels like freedom? Something to think about as you walk the treacherous streets of Montreal and the even more treacherous depths of your own soul.